Load up on guns and bring your friends. It's fun to lose and to pretend she's overboard and self-assured. Oh no, I know a dirty word. Hello.
Prosecutor said Ethan Nordine was the undisputed leader of the group that day as they tried to prevent the peaceful transfer of power.
An FBI agent arrested Proud Boys former national chairman Enrique Tarrio at this home in Miami. By 2 this afternoon, he was in federal court.
Here we are now, entertainers. I feel stupid and contagious. Here we are now, entertainers. I feel stupid and contagious. Here we are now, entertainers.
Welcome to another episode of News Brief. Today is Monday, June 30th, and it's 12:24. We're running 24 minutes late, as always. That's why I always put noonish on our posts, and I'm joined by my co-host, Barry Ramey. Barry, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good to be here. What a beautiful weekend, man. Had a great time. Busy weekend, man. A lot of stuff going on.
And I think I want to touch on that first. I had that further down the line, but I think it's, I guess, more important to hit that first. And there's a lot more pressing news to go through today. So let's start. Me and Barry had the pleasure of going to an event this weekend called Thrive in 25. A lot of speakers, a high energy individuals that were there, to say the least. We should be bringing one on the show soon. Jesus, I gotta laugh at that, dude.
I'm trying not to.
I'm trying not to, which is going to be actually very hard when we bring him into the show.
He's a very eccentric individual.
Very. Also, Ivan Reichland was there with us, gave a powerful closing to the event. It ran most of the day. We started at like 10 a.m. And what's up, Jose? Reno. I see Reno. Rob. Rob just called us pickle puffers, but I see
saw
Rob
that
in here. So
I don't. If Peter Piper puffed a pickle, how many pickles would Peter Piper puff? Is the real question, Rob. And you should be here to answer that.
I'm sure Rob could puff a shit ton of pickles.
Yeah. Now, are they half sours?
Yours.
You know, or do they actually take a shower before they stuffed it in there, Rob?
You know, until I went to prison, I didn't know that they had spicy hot pickles and pickle juice, which is disgusting.
I respectfully disagree.
It looks like it looks like you're not cryo freezing. What's that shit called? Like you got a turd and like you're trying to save it.
No, it actually looks like a Ninja Turtle appendage.
It does not look like a Ninja Turtle.
It does. It looks like a Ninja Turtle dick. I'm sorry.
Well, then the Ninja Turtle dick looks like a fucking turd.
I mean, we only discuss the real important topics here at the Warboy Studios.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, breaking news. You know,
yeah.
Most people, you know, and we always kind of toot the horn of the show, and you got to. Most people sit here and do like serious news, and they're serious all the fucking time. Like the world could be ending, that we're gonna run this show and laugh.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, it's a fact.
Let me take this off this. Oh, actually, I could keep it on the screen. Rob's always in the car.
No, I'm not.
Rob's always in the car.
Last two times
get to the studio.
We ran the show with you in the car.
Yeah. Where are you going, Rob?
The dump.
And
then I'll be back to the studio in a couple of minutes.
Move your head. Move your head a little bit. There's nothing in the back of the fucking truck, Rob.
Fucking homo.
Well, garbage bags and duct tape can make a body look really shallow in a truck bed.
Oh my God, no. You know what I just saw, which is worse than anything right here? Rob, get back in your truck. This is an intervention, dude.
What are you talking about?
You drive a Ford?
I have an F450 Platinum, nigga. Nuka.
That's nothing to be proud of.
Oh, yes, it is.
No. Bow tie till I die.
Okay.
Yeah, I run a GM family. My entire family owns a GM vehicle.
I've been Ford forever.
I drive the most American car in the family, which is a Tessie.
Actually, this is all made in America. This one, it's made in Kentucky.
Yeah, that's what they tell you. Okay, so let's get because we're always getting off subject, but regardless of the fact, we had this event on Saturday. It was a good time. I actually met somebody. Weird story. So she has an ostrich farm with 400 birds, and like they, I don't want to misspeak here, but they have 400 birds, and the Canadian government is trying to call her entire flock of birds, which is surprising from the Canadian government. You'd think like left would be pro. Rob, can you hit mute for a second? Or the headphones. So what ends up happening is they're trying to call her entire flock, really because she's a right winger, because they haven't done it. They're not trying to do it to any other flock. And then RFK stepped in for her, and RFK is trying to import this flock of birds that supposedly has some type of antibodies within these birds. I'm not 100% sure, but we did meet some interesting people. That was one of the interesting people that we met, besides the other guy. Um, and we streamed it. We streamed part of it. It was a lot of speakers too, so we couldn't. The internet connection sucked, so we did have to end the stream, unfortunately. But Barry, what did you take from the event?
It was a lot of people, I think, that were really concerned about getting their stories out there. There was people there that were authentically hurt or had a loved one hurt or unalived,
Yeah.
YouTube, by the vaccine, and they were censored, canceled, had their accounts taken down, and they just wanted to have their story heard and come with the receipts and be able to present them in a professional manner. And I think that Thrive convention gave them that. It was good to see that people were still having the conversation. I had the luxury and unluxury of meeting a man and woman who lost their son 24 hours after a Johnson & Johnson situation. So to hear their story and see it firsthand, I think that's what that event was trying to bring people in, and also offer different avenues for medical professionals that are investigating and studying the long-term residual results of these shots. So they're to have people being able to talk about this finally, and not be censored and canceled or called a conspiracy theory, I guess was a good thing.
Yeah. So obviously, I'm not a big part of the Maha movement. I support it, but I literally have my coffee and my cigarettes here, and I had like the most unhealthiest meal while I was there, and people were watching in horror. You know, but it was like Barry said, I think it was pretty fucking eye opening because there was a lot of passionate people because they lost loved ones to the jab. You know, there was a lot. It wasn't,
Yeah,
one or two.
they had receipts. They came with receipts. They didn't just say, "Here's my story, believe me." They here you go. Here's the records. Here's what I'll show you. It's fascinating.
Oh, well, a story of mine that happened during the beginnings of COVID. So, COVID really, like the lockdowns really started like mid-February of 2020. And it was a panic. Even I was like, oh, maybe this shit's real, you know? And I had a good friend of the family. He the hospitals were packed, and he had to do like a little minimal surgery on like his knee or whatever, and he never went because it was hard to get an appointment. So he ends up going septic, right? And he gets admitted to the hospital, and he dies he passes away overnight. The next couple days, I hear an argument because they live in the efficiency in the house. I hear this big argument, so I walk in. I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" He's like, "Can you believe that on the death certificate, they say that he passed away from COVID? When obviously it was because he went septic, because he couldn't get to the hospital, but the death certificate said COVID. The reason of death is COVID, which is technically true because this false COVID and the lockdowns and all of this caused by Fauci was the reason he couldn't go to the hospital, but he didn't actually die from COVID. So I kind of feel them on that. And in this situation with them, it was, and they had to fight to take that off of if they didn't fight or be loud as they were, the death certificate would still read COVID. And how many people did that happen to where they didn't even bother, they have a loved one that passed away, and some people just didn't even look at that, and they're like, forget it. So those amounted to COVID deaths. So for a while there, and probably still, that tally mark for that friend was counted as a COVID death. And then all the other deaths that came with the jab after the fact.
Just to co-sign that, the same thing happened to my aunt. She was in the hospital with stage 4 emphysema, undergoing some kind of heart treatment or whatever, and she got up out of her bed in the middle of the night, fell out of her bed, hit her head, and that she died in the hospital that way. That's how she died. And they said she died of COVID as well. And so I got to see that firsthand play out. I think it was happening across the nation.
Yeah. Did you send me a text right now? Is it something you want to put on the screen?
No, I just wanted to make sure that this is, being confirmed, I guess, about that Idaho thing. It's breaking news about the media and the picture that they're sharing.
Okay.
It's coming out now. It looks like, and this is just breaking. So I want to say this hasn't been duly confirmed, but there are a few reliable sources now saying that this individual from Idaho was a transgender.
Oh. I mean, we're gonna get to the shooter in a second.
Oh, the left is gonna go fucking ape shit.
Yeah.
Quick, someone
Can
Photoshop a MAGA hat on it.
Yeah. Go ahead, Rob.
MAGA tranny. I was just gonna say we lost one of the Massachusetts boys died from the jab.
Yeah. We lost one. Go ahead.
And my niece, within 48 hours of getting the jab, she was 5 years old. My sister-in-law did not want to listen to anybody. She was getting way too much pressure. Obviously, Massachusetts, because Massachusetts is Massachusetts, and she couldn't deal with the condemnation from her friends and family that she's not vaccinating the kids. Within 48 hours of her getting the jab, she developed debilitating epilepsy.
Oh wow.
And the doctors a year later said it was from the jab. Like her own doctor said it's from the jab. Now this little girl is going to be ruined forever.
Yeah. We lost one down here shortly after J6. He passed away. Yeah. He passed away at the end of January. And that was tragic. John was a very, very active member of society. He was a worker, a government worker. And he truly, really, even if he was a government worker, he's one of those that spoke out against what he saw. So to John Rackman.
Man.
Yeah. So again,
we also lost Stomper, damn it.
We also lost Stomper, which was for me, dude, that was one of the most. Yeah, not surprising, but Stomper. I think that was one of the most depressing moments I had in prison, and I wish the person that told me wouldn't have told me, because he was actually the closest dude I had to me besides Pat, within our organization, and it goes beyond just the organization and the brotherhood. He was somebody that would really would stick not just his neck out, his entire body out for you. I remember we were in Austin. We were there for an event, and then we decided at night to go out to the bar. And I'm acting like a little pussy right now. Sorry. And dude, we went to the bar. It was a bar where Stoolgate happened, right? Coincidentally. And some guy it was two dudes that recognized us off rip and had these issues, and they decided to come have words with me, and I'm ready to square up with these guys, and Stomper just gets in the way, puts both of them in a headlock at the same time, leans against the wall, and puts both of them to sleep at the same time. Right? Because these guys, they were reaching for something, and he reacted really quickly, and eliminated the threat. After that, we had to run. But for the most part, it fucked me up, dude. It fucked me up because I was in solitary confinement, and you hear that one of your best friends just passed away, which makes you angry. It made me angry. It didn't make me sad. It made me fucking very, very angry.
It was crushing, dude. Like a month before he died, him and I were making plans to meet up. I was going to go down. I was going to get on my bike and go down to West Virginia and go hang out. And we were going to go kick the shit out of a couple of standard bags. But no, I'm joking. And I hadn't heard from him. Obviously, he was going through problems with his old lady, and then I hadn't heard from him. And then somebody broke the news. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah.
What happened? We just lose Enrique here. Well, so yeah, we're are we gonna
So but yeah, like a lot of us Stomper wasn't COVID related. But regardless of the fact, just to close out on this topic, we had a really good time. We met a lot of great people, a lot of networking.
what was your favorite moment?
The Flintstones were in the house. I I can't say it because I want to bring him on the show.
Well,
I'm actually going to call him today. I'm going to try to get him on the show tomorrow. Hopefully he can make it. You guys need to tune in and hit the post notification button, because if I could bring him in tomorrow's show is going to be absolutely one of our best shows here on News Brief. Very colorful character, and I think that you guys will enjoy it. Again, I don't want to spoil it, but hit the mash the post notification button and just tune in. Maybe tomorrow. I'll make the announcement on our Twitter account. So let's move on to I had another subject here before we get into the Idaho shooter. The big beautiful bill and the announcement by Senator Tillis that came right after that. So as we saw, the big beautiful bill passed. There were some changes to it. I'm really not going to do another 3-hour show of going into it, but supposedly they made it worse. Again, this isn't a make or break for me. I think this is a step in the wrong direction. I'm 70. I'm exactly what I agree with on the bill. That's how much I approve it. I'm about in the 60 to 70% range approval. But the 35 to 40% that I don't approve of, I really don't approve with. I don't approve of. Because it is a lot of shit. We went through it on this show. We went through the bill. We put up the PDF. We highlighted, we searched. But the bill passed. So it still has to go, I think, through Congress because of those changes that were made. And I think it's going to pass with flying colors at the congressional level, which should scare you in a way. Anything that has bipartisan support, like the Patriot Act or anything that our government and our branches of Congress agree on, is something that we really do have to look at, because when they're all in agreement, there's something wrong with it. I'd rather them fight over it. And another thing, like another view that we've shared here multiple times, almost every show, is how ineffective Congress has been, which, looking at the other side of the coin there, they're kind of not writing new laws as much as other members of Congress. So maybe that's a good thing. We're not putting more laws in the books, but we're also not deregulating or undoing some of the unjust laws. So there's multiple ways to look at it. So let's start with you, Rob, because you were a big proponent against the BBB.
Yep.
And what's your thoughts on this?
My thoughts are, even I got more venom for it now than ever. I mean, they're putting, transgender money for transgender surgery back in the bill because, the Democrats got to get their slice of the pie. But ultimately, I'm vehemently opposed to the bill, but at least there was stuff in the bill that was kind of like a consolation prize. The Short Act and the HPA Act, and the parliamentarian pulled those out, and the majority leader could have overrode that. We could have gotten the bill the way it was, but they took a bunch of stuff that would have been pro-America and put in a bunch of stuff that is anti-American values. So yeah. I'm even more against it now. I'm like 90-10.
Yeah. So Rob, so what does this mean? You mentioned something. What does this mean for gun rights?
It's exactly where it was. It's exactly where it was before the bill. You still have to do a special ATF background checks, pay $200 for an accessory. A suppressor is an accessory. It's not a firearm. And now you're still capable of going to jail if the barrel length on your AR is an inch and a half below 16 inches. So if you have a AR with a 14.5-inch barrel, 10 years in jail, $250,000 fine. The Short Act and the HPA, the Hearing Protection Act, would have pulled both of those things off the NFA. It wouldn't have been they wouldn't have been regulated anymore. Like if you went to the store and you bought a short barrel rifle, you'd still have to do your 4473, but a suppressor would just be an accessory, which is what it is, and you wouldn't have to do, wait 9 to 24 months to get your background check, fingerprinted, and be on a registry with the ATF, and the ATF able to come to your house anytime if they want to check if your suppressor is still in your house. All of that would have been gone. It would have pretty much effectively nullified the NFA, the National Firearms Act of 1934.
So they removed the ability to do that. So that's completely like when we're focusing on just gun rights, this does nothing.
This does nothing. What they're trying to make, give us a little crumb, and that crumb is, well, we're gonna take the tax from $200 to $0. Well, wait a minute. That doesn't change. Like, listen, dude, being in this business, and well, I'm not in the business, but being a gun guy, we're not poors.
Oh, you're in the business.
Okay, that is that. It's I own a construction company, but being just you can't be a poor and be a gun guy. Like, yeah, okay, if you have your $500 Palmetto State Armory AR-15, that's cool, but you're not a gun guy. People who are going out and buying suppressors that want short barrel rifles are like in the Second Amendment, like really, truly, deeply in it. And we don't care about the $200. $200 has never really affected us. You can't be a gay poor and be a gun guy. All right? This shit's expensive. Yeah. It's an expensive friggin' hobby. The $200 never bothered us. It was the registry. It was the overreach to the government. It was the fact that if we take one little tiny piece of plastic off and then put another piece of plastic on, we're looking at 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. That's what was at issue, and this would have pulled all of that off of that.
Yeah. So Reno says that, and he's right. Reno, but bless his heart, we doubt that Congress is going to go ahead and put that in the House.
Right. They're not.
But Reno's right. There could be another way to. There's another chance to kind of change what's on this bill. But it's very limited. When it gets to the House, when it gets to this point, it is very, very limited what they can do in order to change the bill without triggering.
They could have just overrode the parliamentarian and fired her ass.
Yeah,
that could have been it right then and there, done. But the other thing, Enrique, I'll finish up with this, and I'll mute out for a minute. Is Please. That people are saying that if you bring it to 0% tax, then it becomes a law, and which is violating the Second Amendment, which means you would have to go to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court is not going to give cert to bills like this. They have been other. I mean, Bruin was a different decision. That was a state. But Bruin is a landmark decision in and of itself. But for them to take up something like the NFA, the Supreme Court, other than Thomas, has been very, very wishy-washy about touching anything Second Amendment related. So get that out of your head. They're not going to grant cert on this.
Yeah. So let's go to you, Barry. What are your thoughts on the passage of this bill?
I mean, this is one of those situations where they're going to be like, "See, it is a cult." I'm going to go ahead and put my faith in the outcome and the mandate of November 5th. I understand that there's some things that people don't like, and I get it. But give me one fucking bill where everyone agrees on and gets along on. I think that the establishment has had their chance to do it their way. And if we need to do something a little risky or frustrating in order to push the America First agenda forward, then so be it. If Trump wants it, then that's enough for me. As simplistic and ignorant as that may sound to some people, that's what it is.
Well, I mean, it's not. I mean, obviously, the arguments of the previous week and the week before that with the Israel-Iran situation kind of shows you that we're not a cult, and we
Yeah.
kind of think differently. And then,
Right.
obviously, like
What happened? I don't want to get off subject here, but what happened with that? It's like nobody's even talking about Iran
no,
anymore.
that's it. It's over.
It's
Like, and
over. Oh
now,
wow.
a
Shit.
whole bunch
Well,
of
so we
people.
survived World War III. That's awesome.
We
Great.
survived World War III, and a whole bunch of people. And here's the problem with taking, and I get it. I get this whole stance on war, and I don't want war or whatever. But what happens when you dig in and when you shit on your friends now, like all those people on both sides, all those people have to eat fucking crow now, and now they have to sit here and like argue for the next 3 years stupid points that they made last week. Again, on both sides of the aisle.
Yeah.
Like if you either simped for Israel and then you simped for Iran, both of you have to eat crow. And here's something that I find super interesting is the fact that some of those people that were like so embedded in like the Jews did everything, right? You see them now. And now they are championing this New York mayor, right? So
Mhm.
you can't fucking preach America first, right? If like you're not. Because how do you celebrate one thing, which is it's your opinion, but then on the other hand, championing a Muslim homo for New York
Socialist.
City
Open
mayor?
socialist.
You can't be both. If you're America first and you're like, okay, look, we don't want to fight for Israel. You know what? I fuck with that. But then what ends up happening is when another argument comes and then you show your true colors, and it wasn't about you not wanting to assist Israel and whatever the fuck they're doing. It's about Israel for you.
100%.
It's not about America first. It's about shitting on Israel. And listen, okay, fine. Like I'm okay with if you want to, there are some valid arguments there, right? There are some valid arguments, but don't fucking go ahead and type the words America first and then celebrate this new mayor that's going to come in.
Yeah. I 100% agree. We're acting like the left as far as the hypocrisy, we shifting your moral values just to be right or wrong or make the other person right or wrong. And I want to say real quick, the people that were concerned and voicing that concern when this Israel Iran shit popped off, there's nothing wrong with that. You should be concerned and you should have your opinions voiced. We don't want to go to war. There's nobody that wants boots on the ground, especially American boots on the ground. So those people that were concerned and saying, hey, what the fuck, Trump? I get it. But, to those people that were bastardizing him, that turned on him in an instant, yeah, let's see those apology posts.
So, like, and then here's the thing. There was no war. There was an exchange of fucking rockets, right? It doesn't even come to the point of where you could even call it a conflict, right? There's an exchange of fucking fire between Israel and Iran, which have been pretty much the region has been in that state of war for millennia, right? So like why preach America first?
Well, the truth of the matter is they've been at war so long that they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the
fuck they're doing.
I gotta put that up. So this tells you, but going back to where we were going with this, it's not a cult. Like Rob has his views, which is a different view than yours, Barry.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a different view than mine. I'm not, it's not like a fence sitting thing. It's just like, I don't like this and I don't like that in the bill. And I prefer that it be fixed. Is it a make or break for me? Absolutely not. You know,
Well, now that
'cause
you
they're
just informed me that I have a different vieue than Rob, I am officially unfollowing. Fuck you, Rob.
yeah. There you go. Actually, you know what? The Warboy Studios
No, I
account.
think all of our views are pretty much in line. Like I've never given up on Trump. I've been
Yeah,
championing
no,
him for
no,
three
And I
three
don't-
election cycles.
I don't want anybody to think that I said that. I'm just saying, like, both of your views. I have to point the opposite way. This fucking mirroring shit's all fucked up. Both of you just have different views on it. So, like, how could it be a cult if, like, we have these stark? I mean, this one isn't too stark, but we have these starkly different views on different issues. You know, if you want to see lockstep, go see the mayor of New York and see his position with Chucky Schumer, and then go over to Hakeem Jeffries, which yesterday said, "Oh, I haven't talked to him. I'm going to talk to him and see what my position is." We already know what your position is going to be. You're going to back him 100%. You're going to put your entire fundraising apparatus behind the mayor of New York, and you know what? They deserve it. We've said this. I said this last time. They deserve that fucking mayor. I hope he fucking wins in a fucking landslide. Okay. I hope he implements every liberal policy, abortion. He said something about closing down the fucking synagogues. I hope he does all
Dude,
of that.
he said that he wants the white residents of New York City need to pay more in taxes than the black and Islam. He actually said that.
It goes back, you know. If I said it once, I said it a million times. It goes back to my boy Winston Churchill.
Every show.
Winston Churchill.
It's 100% of the time.
That what is falling should be pushed. Winston Churchill.
Yeah. Winston Churchill, yeah, okay.
And New York is falling. It's a failed state. They have tampered and flirted with commie socialist politics for a long time. You're seeing it play out in their streets. You're seeing it play out in their subways, and they're continuing to vote down this path. The good ones are leaving because they're outnumbered, and they're moving to places like Florida and Texas and other places, Tennessee included, and they're voting accordingly. Thank goodness. But so what's left in New York is the shit that caused it to go this way, and now it's a multi-generational, situation there. So I'm sorry, it is a great city.
Yeah,
I love the statue. Fuck New York City. Get the fucking Statue of Liberty off her fucking birth control and her Newport cigarettes and her fucking 3 cases of fucking Mad Dog 2020 she has to drink every fucking night before bed, and bring her ass to Florida. Put her in the fucking Gulf of America staring at Fort Myers.
40 of OE, 40 of OE.
You know what I'm saying? Take the fucking baby, get the baby out of her and fucking bring her to Florida, man. Get her off of food stamps. We love you, Lady Liberty, but fuck you, New York.
Yeah, I would love to put. That's actually a great idea. We should petition like the moving of the Statue of Liberty to fucking the Gulf of
Ellis
America.
Island. Yeah,
Right there.
We should. Hold on. I think one of our hosts is here.
Right between Florida, the Keys, and Cuba. We'll put it right there.
Fuck yeah, dude! Just put it off the coast of fucking Miami, please.
Yeah, and then turn it towards Cuba, and then change the torch to a big middle finger.
Oh man, everybody who's watching now that's from New York is probably fucking losing their goddamn minds at us saying that.
We should start a petition. The Warboy Studios should start a petition, like an actual change.org petition to transfer.
Let's do it. Fuck it. Let's do it, dude.
A piece of French brass to the coast of Florida.
We can get a tattoo removal to remove the Katashi 6'9" freaking tattoos off her face, and bring her back to sanity.
Yeah, we will actually. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and let's sponsor that and see if we get some traction on that. We have a couple people in the audience that said that they'd sign it. So I think it's a great idea. But let's talk about something amazing. Something that was worth it. Maybe it moved the needle for me 5%, right? Maybe
all right. What are we talking about here?
5%.
Oh boy.
And let's do some counting here. Tillis has announced that he is no longer running for re-election because he knows he's going to get fucking steamrolled. Okay, and we're losing. Actually, we're going to be gaining 4 seats here because they're solid. Red. Some of them on the Cook political scale, they're plus 15, plus 10. So it's impossible to lose these. So let's go down this list by our friend Eric here. Representative Don
Dude,
Bacon.
Larry Trump is going to fuck it.
That I think would be a great idea.
Go ahead, bro.
I think she did an amazing job with the GOP. I think she'll
Same
do
thing
an
with Watley.
amazing
If she
job.
runs, she's going to win.
North
If
Carolina.
she runs, she's going to win, dude.
She's going to win. She'll have the backing, obviously, of the president. It's obviously nobody else with name ID is going to be able to go in there and even come close. Don Bacon, Tillis, and Mitch McConnell is gone. And John Cornyn is not going to win against the notorious Ken Paxton.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
There's no way. Like, I don't know if you guys seen these polls. So I'm sorry. There's 3 senators in here and 1 rep. There's no way that Paxton does not win that Senate seat.
Oh my God, that bro, that I don't give a fuck. That's great news. Cornyn's a rhino. Fuck him, and I trust Ken Paxton. So yeah, I think if that, I'm telling you, I think
Nope.
I think we're on the verge of seeing what I'm saying. I think we're increasing the House by 2 and either maintaining the Senate or keeping it or going up 1. I think it's going to happen.
Well, we have a shot to get Lily Tang Williams in here in New Hampshire. We have a chance to get Scott Brown.
Is it a purple seat?
Well, no. Right now we have our Congress people are all 4 of them are blue, but our entire state is red. And Shaheen's not running this time. So Lily Tang Williams is running in her place. Not in her place, but she's running against whoever they're going to run. We got a good shot at him. Scott Brown's going to run, and then we're trying to come up with 2 more. So 2 more for the House, 2 more for the Senate.
I'm not familiar with New Hampshire politics, but do you think that there's some gerrymandering going on those maps? Because it's impossible for me to think that your state has 4. Patty, give me a thumbs up when you're ready to come in. And I'll finish my point now. I'll go to you, Patty. But it's impossible for me to think that in a state as big as yours that has 4 members of Congress, that all 4 seats are blue. So I believe,
it's
looking at it,
bullshit.
I believe that there is some gerrymandering going on in your maps, and I don't know how your state draws up those maps.
Goodlander doesn't even live in the district that she represents. Like this, it's virtually to me, the fact that we have an overwhelming House, Senate, and a Republican governor, and then we voted in 4 blues to go to Congress. Yeah. It's mind-boggling.
I'm going to pull
Kamala
up
won, which is bullshit.
I'm going to give Patty the mic a second to go. I'm going to be looking up New Hampshire districts.
Yeah, I think we shouldn't allow political people, anybody in Congress or anybody in any state House of Representatives, to be able to draw the lines. Right. This should be gerrymandering could be eliminated if we would just allow them to be written by nonpartisan people. It's like you look at some district lines and it's a snake around. Like it's such garbage, and both parties do it. And the idea that on one side of the street you can be in one district and 5 houses down you're in another. It's boneheaded bullshit. We've been doing it forever in this country, but.
We only have 2 districts, District 1 and District 2, and it's pretty much split the state in half.
4 members of Congress. You have 4 members of Congress, obviously 2 senators, and you have 2.
Goodlander, Shaheen, Hassan, and Pappas.
Yeah.
I just think gerrymandering is one of the biggest problems we have in this country that nobody fucking talks about. And as much as I'm not like a fan of him politically, Arnold Schwarzenegger had made an attempt at trying to fix this a couple of years ago and did a whole bunch of interviews and started some sort of nonprofit to lobby Congress or whatever to get rid of this bullshit. But look, I mean, some of these lines just straight don't make sense. You know, it's not based on any
I
kind
mean,
of.
look at this one.
reasonable-
I'm going to try to zoom in here. Look at this next to the 2 and tell me that this is not. Let me see. Can I side scroll? Yeah, I could.
And that's not even the craziest one I've ever seen. They're worse.
This is where you see this area right here, that little dick that you see next to Bartlett, right? That's when you start seeing. That's when you start seeing like this gerrymandering in real time.
But you know the thing about that area, Enrique, is it's red as fuck. It is like that. What do you got up there? Carroll County? Is that what I'm seeing? It's really small. I don't.
Carroll. Yeah.
So to the right is Carroll. To the right is Carroll County. From Carroll County across the state and up is fucking as deep red as it gets. Unfortunately, it's Portsmouth, which is down at the bottom on the Massachusetts line. It's Concord, it's Manchester, and it's Nashua. That's blue, but they are the population centers in the state. Portsmouth
What's up with
specifically.
what's up with you guys having a fucking city called Sandwich? Or
Well, there's one in Massachusetts called Sandwich too.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. That was a great name.
Yeah, Belknap County. They're actually red too. But Portsmouth is fucking horrible, dude.
Do you know which one of these districts is Hassan? Is it number 1 or 2?
I think Hassan is in. I think Hassan is 1. I think Goodlander is 2. But she lives in 1, or she's in 1 but lives in 2. But she's also a carpetbagger too. So she's from Massachusetts.
I'm sorry, it's Senator Hassan. So it's state.
Senator Hassan, yes.
Yeah. So regardless
But
of the
we
fact,
but Shaheen is also said she's not running, which has opened the door for Lily Tang Williams, and then Scott Brown is running, who was a senator in Massachusetts. The fact that he ever won was amazing to me, but he's been living in New Hampshire for a long time now, and he's going to run too.
all right.
So we have a chance to turn.
What
do you need to pronounce?
What Tink just put on there?
With Lacucci?
With
What did you
Lacucci.
say?
Con Lacucci.
Oh yeah, we do have I didn't even know this.
Con Lacucci.
With Lacucci Trail. With Lacucci State Trail. Oh God. All right, whatever. She's right. There's a place called With Lacucci in Florida. And you know what?
We have some place called the Kangamangus.
We have a place called Mayo. I used to live in Mayo. Yeah, we have some weird names here in Florida, but they're named after Native Americans, Indians, whatever you want to call them.
So I'm trying to get
Elizabeth
Lily
Warren.
Tang Williams. I'm trying to get Lily Tang Williams on the show too. Just to let you know, I've already reached out.
On this show, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, on this show. Not yours.
Go figure.
This show, not mine.
Go figure. You would have got that one, Enrique. You nailed it.
We will be Patty, I don't know how much of the show you saw before this.
None.
But we're going to be bringing a special guest that we had a conversation about. We're not going to say his name. We're going to be bringing a special guest on. I'm hoping that we could get him into tomorrow's show. And I want him to, he has some very good views on things. And I think that people need to hear them.
Yes.
I think the people actually need to hear them. So just in closing on this subject, unless you guys want to touch anything else on this big beautiful bill. I know obviously Patty, you just joined. Something that came good from it is one of the biggest rhinos in the Senate are going to be gone, and actually the biggest rhino in the Senate is going to be gone. McConnell. So I think that we'll I think there might be a net positive here, because we might be able to pass things and get a functioning 120th Congress going on here on January 4th of 2027. Okay. moving on. Do you guys have anything to touch on this subject?
Nope. I'm here for Idaho.
Okay, so that's what we're going to touch.
Yep.
Next. I don't know who's the most knowledgeable about this shooting that occurred yesterday.
Not me.
Rob.
So far, four dead. What is it? 12 wounded, 11 wounded.
Yeah.
I know that's confirmed.
All right. So if I got this right, Rob, this individual who has now been identified, they deliberately started an arson situation and drew firefighters to that situation for a pre-planned ambush. Patty says no. Patty says
no, that is what happened. I'm just shaking my head.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. I'm just learning.
That's.
And I have not confirmed this yet, but it does look like they've released the identity of the alleged person, and they are a non-binary transgender individual.
So, without you telling me this portion of it, yesterday somebody on Twitter. Go ahead, Rob.
There's actual audio, and when I get back to the house, I'll send it to you. There's actual audio of the communications between the police and 911. The officer is talking to the station.
We're losing you a little bit, Rob. The whole shooting. I'm gonna look this up in real time. Suspect.
Well, I mean, the original thoughts and fears were that they were slow to release the identity. And I mean, I'm not trying to make everything a political spectacle, but excuse me, I have witnessed. It has been my my experience that whenever if the individual that caused the harm, whatever the alleged harm is, if they were white and wearing a MAGA hat, oh man, well, we would know their identity the day before they did it. But when they're slow to release the identity, it usually seems like it's a protected class that, for the last several years, we've been told we can't criticize. Whatever that may be, I don't know, but that's just the way, that's my experience. So it seems that this is the case again. They were slow to release the identity. This individual seems to be a troubled trans militant individual.
Where are you reading that, Rob? I mean, sorry, Barry.
It is.
So the individual's name, AP's reporting on it, Fox affiliates reporting, and his name is Wes Rowley. So I'm looking it up while you guys go ahead and talk about it. I don't see 4 dead right now.
No, it's only 2 and one in critical.
Okay.
Well, so
yeah, they reported it in the punch bowl this morning that it was 4 dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's the I sent you in your text, Enrique. I can put it up here on the screen.
I'm going to put it up on the screen. Actually, can you put it up on the screen?
Yeah, I'll do that right now. And this is
okay. So I'm going to go with. You guys might not like this. I'm going to go with AP here because it looks like it has like the more comprehensive. As a more comprehensive article. Let me put that on the screen while you. Rob, we're losing you.
I want to listen to it.
A man who had intentionally set fire to ambush the crew on Sunday was perched in a sniper position, firing at fighters. And I want to touch on that part of the nefarious part of this whole situation, and the worst part of this whole situation. They took cover behind fire trucks, but 2 died and a 3rd was wounded during a barrage of gunfire over several hours, authorities said. First responders made urgent calls for help on their radios at Canfield Mountain, just north of Coeur d'Alene. Everybody's shot up there. Send law enforcement now, according to the dispatch. 2 helicopters converge on the area armed with snipers ready to take out the suspect if needed. While the FBI used his cell phone data to track him, another point I want to talk about, and the sheriff ordered residents to shelter in place. They eventually found the suspect dead in the mountains, his firearm beside him. It's unknown how he died. Come on. Fucking died from starvation and have not yet been revealed, and a motive hasn't been revealed. The suspect has been identified as Wes Rowley, a law enforcement official told the Associated Press on Monday. The official spoke on the condition of they have not authorized to discuss the investigation. We do the suspect started the fire. We do believe that was an ambush and it was intentional. These firefighters did not have a chance, and I'm quoting. The wounded firefighter was fighting for his life after surgery and is in stable condition. When you have an environment where you don't know where the bullets are coming from because of the trees and the shrubbery and what have you, it is daunting for police officers, let alone firefighters. I'm looking for anything else that's
Yeah, the New
that'll
York
give
Post
more.
has something interesting. You know, I'm not saying that I buy this, but this is the New York Post is reporting that the incident occurred 24 years to the day after the day after the deliberate burning of the former Aryan Nations headquarters in Hayden Lake, which is 7 miles away from Coeur d'Alene. That, I mean, that would be a hell of a coincidence. And I'm not saying it can't be a coincidence. It can. I do believe in it. But
now I'm gonna put I had my tinfoil hat on for a little bit yesterday. That's why I didn't comment on this story yesterday. I was just trying to get some of the, but that did come up, and I did go ahead and try to verify what Patty just said, and it is 100% correct. And at first, and then somebody commented, I hope one of my followers said, I hope he is not white. And you know,
it was in Idaho. He's going to be white.
Yeah.
You
Well,
talking
in
about?
jest, I'm
Obviously,
like,
it's gonna
well,
be
he
white.
lasted this long because I know the standoff lasted a long time, and I'm like, he's probably white because he lasted so long. You know,
Look, I'm telling you what,
I
I can't find any of the trans stuff anywhere, but I believe from now until the end of time, every time any kind of act of violence like this or insane shooting, people on the right are going to immediately say that, whether it's true or not. They're just going to say, put it out there. Oh, it's a trans person or whatever. It's just a reflexive thing now since the one shooting happened like 2 years ago with the trans perpetrator. The only time it's ever happened. Every fucking time now we're going to hear this stuff. I haven't seen a single news article, a reputable news article from, you know, the New York Post or the AP or whatever, who said anything about this person being trans. Like, I don't know where we're getting this from.
Plus,
Just,
we all
I do
know
what-
Idaho's MAGA country. Like
I mean, look,
Southside
the
Chicago.
fact of the matter is we're probably going to find out that it's got something to do with the Aryan Nation, you know, house being burned down, and it's definitely a white guy who did it, right? And,
They would have said that already.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I don't know.
Well, wait,
There's no confirmation that it's got anything to do with the Aryan Nation thing. But I would, if you asked me to bet on it, I'm betting on it.
So I guess on one hand, you got MAGAs that are going to blame trans people for shootings, and the left will blame white kids.
No,
with MAGA
I'm not
hats.
blaming anybody. I'm saying I bet, if you're asking me to bet, it's got something to do with that Aryan Nation's house burning. I bet it could be a coincidence. Could be.
Yeah,
I don't think
it begs the question. That's for sure.
Yeah, but this trans thing is just like it's automatic every time now. It's weird.
I'm
Trans are
watching.
weird.
I'm like, so I'm watching. The thing is, it's opening up on another screen. You got a whole bunch of left-wing accounts that are sharing pictures of the guy's stepdad, and the guy's stepdad looks like he has a MAGA hat on, and is in front of the White House. There's no confirmation on that, but I just keep seeing it pop up in the images and their Twitter posts. They're not actual, but it does seem that there is some confirmation that the shooter is the picture that that Barry had on the screen just a bit ago. I don't know if you want to bring that back up, Barry, and we'll play the game of guess the race. Not that guy. I'm not seeing that picture anywhere. I am seeing this picture. So
It's disturbing looking.
yeah, he looks like a fucking.
It looks like it could be like a traumatized foster girl that, like, you know, in that movie like Pitch Black with Vin Diesel. Remember that thing was a girl, like a little shaved head boy. And it could be that. It could be like little mini Sarah Connor. Have you seen this child
Vin Diesel movie.
going to like stop like 5G towers from creating Terminators or something? It could be that.
Yeah,
So what I find weird here.
This is going to be an Aryan Nation thing. I guarantee it.
I mean, this guy doesn't look like an Aryan Nation guy.
Oh, what is it actually?
Look.
First of all, it's one photo that it doesn't necessarily mean anything. I'm telling you, this is going to be. Who wants to bet a dollar?
All right, fuck. We'll play the.
You know what? I'll bet you a Patty Don't Surf sticker because I really want one for my toolbox.
You
all right. Yeah, I need one for my
really
Yeti
fruity.
But this guy, I mean, again, we're playing guess the fucking race here. Let me put this up on the screen. Actually,
we're not journalists. We can do that kind of thing. Journalists shouldn't do that thing.
Sure, agreed.
Please, those watching, please don't take us half seriously here when we're fucking with this shit,
because we don't know.
But this isn't something. This isn't really like a laughing matter, but
no, it's not.
It is
sick.
But it is sick, and I want to touch on that. What's the sickest part about this? But this gentleman over here does not look like you know, he doesn't look Aryan. You know, the nose, the
he
skin
looks
tone.
like he got beat up by a bunch of Aryans in high school.
Now another question.
Neither did Hitler.
We don't have the answer to this right now, but I don't know if this is a driver's license picture or a mugshot, like a previous mugshot that this person had. It does kind of look like a driver's license picture.
Yeah.
Usually mugshots do have. Well, no. Some mugshots have.
Could
like
go either way.
Thing.
Yeah.
It could go either way, but he doesn't look Aryan.
I don't know. You know, you don't have to actually look Aryan to be one. And the, I think I've mentioned this before. I don't know if it was on this broadcast, but there are really, really disturbed people who are not white, who are Aryans, or who believe that they're Aryans or neo-Nazis. And it's a psychosis. It doesn't make sense. I know it doesn't make sense, but they exist.
Was that a jab at Enrique that you just took there, buddy?
Exactly.
No. I
feel like that's a jab at me.
I had a roommate once who I didn't know before I moved in, but when I was in the Navy, we had an apartment with 5 sailors. I was the last one into the place, and there was a dude, a black guy, and I mean straight black, not even light skinned black, just a black African American gentleman who was a total scumbag and did nothing but listen to Screwdriver and Rahowa and all the neo-Nazi music, and it doesn't make any sense, but I've met people like that before. They actually do exist. It's bizarre.
I'm not gonna
mental illness.
I was in prison with a dude that had the SS tattooed on his hand and a Swazi on his face. His wife was black and his 2 daughters were mixed race. So
I know it's nuts. It really is. It's more common than people think. It's not common, but it's more common than most people would think. So I don't know what the hell is up with that. But you talk about how sick this is. Thinking about the firefighters, the poor bastards that got shot.
Yeah,
these guys, like going into a fire, like just having everybody in the Navy is a firefighter, because on the ship you don't have anywhere to run. We drill firefighting all the time, and I was nowhere near like as well versed as a civilian firefighter would be. But just going into a room where there's a fire on a ship, like there's so much shit for you to worry about. Like it's overwhelming to begin with. Now you're worrying about getting shot at. Like how fucked up is that? Like you can't just go put out a fire. You got to be worried about some asshole in the bushes shooting at you. This is one of the most twisted of all the mass shootings that I can think of, even though it's just 3 people got shot. But that is just fucked up. I mean,
who hates whatever? Like you might hate cops, but like who the fuck hates firefighters? Right? So
nobody I know. I mean,
arsonists.
You want to take a step for a second. Yes, true. you want to take a step for a second in the shoes of in the boots of these firefighters, right? So like they're at the fire station, they get a call for a brush fire. They're like, all right, fuck it, dude. Let's just get in. They probably didn't even rush over there, like they typically would.
No rush to the brush.
Or maybe they did. I'm just like I don't know what firefighters like what's in their mind. So I'm just guessing. They're like, this is a routine thing. When
Right.
you're a cop and you get
So they
called
finish
for
the beer
something-
that they're on,
yeah,
and then
and then
head
go.
out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or like if you're a cop and you pull somebody over, you're ready for what's going to come, right? Because you might be pulling over somebody with that's trying to kill you. There's all this animosity towards police officers, so it might be expected on a cop. But a firefighter, you're just going over there. You're like, I'm just going to hose this shit down, fucking finish my beer, finish my shift. They work long shifts. Some of them were probably fucking almost over with their shift, and like you get there and you're like. And like you just fucking take a round to the fucking chest, there's like it's a very disgusting act, right? No matter who did it,
This is an American History X comment right here that I just felt the need to put up there. That's wild. You don't get a reference to Derek Vineyard every day. That's wild.
And then it's kind of like the school shootings, right? Like you're a kid, you're going to school, like, oh, I'm gonna go hang out with my friends. I'm gonna fucking plan the Fortnite game that we're gonna play tonight. I'm gonna skip fucking not doing my homework, whatever. And like suddenly some dude comes in there, some fucking crazy ass dude comes in there. Rob, when you're ready, just give me a thumbs up. So like this actually you can put yourself in. So this is beyond fucked up. And I'm happy that he was neutralized, but I would have loved like if they would have fucking just shot this guy in the leg and just brought him in, right? Because you got to be able to dissect people like this, right? Because it's a mental health issue. It's not
I got some news about the guy that just came out for sure. He has a prior arrest for assault in 2024. This incident involved him allegedly attacking a woman with a knife, for which he was charged with felony assault with a deadly weapon. He pleaded guilty to a reduced charge of misdemeanor assault, receiving a sentence of 180 days in jail with 150 days suspended. He was also ordered to undergo mental health evaluation and complete anger management. Rolly social media activity, particularly on X, revealed disturbing content. He posted about his disdain for authority figures, including police and firefighters, and expressed radical views. His post included threats and general hostility towards society, which raised concerns among those who followed him. Additionally, he was known to have made threats against his family, leading to a no-contact order being issued against him. So,
okay. Yeah. And where are you sourcing this from?
This is his prior arrest record is being released by Sarah Fields, but this is public information from the city he is from, their website. Prior arrest.
Yeah, Sarah does good work. I don't know if you guys follow her, but you should follow her. She does amazing work. And for somebody that's a stay-at-home mom, and she's pregnant right now.
Good for her.
Crazy.
Congratulations, Sarah.
Repopulating the West.
Little Western babies.
Yeah. So, like it's not surprising that this guy has some type of criminal record. I'm surprised he doesn't have a felony, but we also don't know. I haven't seen what his age is. He looks like a young guy in the picture, but again, that could be an older picture. I'm going to within his 20s and 30s. Did Sarah mention what social media is there?
Did I miss the whole did you guys say that supposedly he was born in Russia and lived in New York and Florida?
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. 20 years old, but when I'm looking at that picture, it looks so totally AI, dude.
It does.
Yeah, it does kind of look fucking. It's a weird picture, but it looks like a picture of a picture.
Yeah.
It doesn't. That doesn't look like a digital photo of. Let me see if I could get something on Twitter. I don't want to kill my page here on my bookmarks.
I'm on Twitter right now.
But if you look, I'm gonna go with some of these left wingers, especially Liam Neeson, which is a big left wing account over here. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen, and again, take what I'm gonna put up on the screen with a grain of salt, because it is a developing story, and
Do
we're
you
just
follow
trying to
Base Bandita?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, she just put something up.
So, I don't know if this is fucking clickbait. The parents of the Idaho shooter, Wes Rowley, need I say more? With some pictures in the White House, and one of them looks like either some type of picture within the Oval Office, but it looks like one of those stage things.
Yeah, I'll buy this when it's proven, because this.
Yeah,
looks
I don't
too
buy
fucking
this at
convenient.
all.
I don't-
This account is just like a fucking clickbait account.
Yeah.
It's monetized.
It's just twisted that instead of discussing the fact that this, we already did, with the fact that this is a sick, absolutely disgusting tragedy that should make us all stand up and pay attention. Instead, we're just trying to figure out who we can fucking blame it on and whether it's convenient for us. It really is jerky. Like, I can't stand whoever runs this account should really go fuck himself, because this isn't helpful, and I guarantee you we're going to find out that that's false.
I'm trying to. Hey, what's a shortcut for the paste? Okay, I got it. Let me go up here. Wes Rowley. Let's see what's on the top on Twitter. Sarah Fields. Again, awesome investigator.
Woman star raised in Brooklyn.
This might be, I mean, she usually gets it right. There's times that she does get it wrong. So this might actually be a picture, and these might actually be posts. So again, to those watching, be very careful. Like, we're going through this. I don't know why his shirt is covered. But again, he looks like a young cat. This does look like a newer camera. So this might be a recent photo. And then there's some Facebook posts here with 55 reactions. Where is he headed and how long? This is part of the motherhood is really hard on a mom. Headed to Idaho to work for his dad's tree company. Oh, wow. For summer break. I assume he will definitely learn and grow. Might be permanent if it works out. So I don't know who wrote that, but there's another account. I mean, this guy, to stop to talk about this guy. I mean, come on.
That's
like, you
Adam
look at this
Lanza.
guy. No, this isn't him. This is yeah.
No, that's Adam
this is-
Lanza, right?
Yeah. This is the Trump shooter. So, like, if I were to go to school,
isn't
No,
that
it's the
Adam
San-
Lanza, the Sandy Hook shooter?
Sandy Hook kid.
Sandy Hook. I'm sorry, Sandy Hook. But if you look at what I was trying to make the point is, like, look at the Trump shooter, look at Lanza, and then look at this dude. Which, bro, now that I'm looking at this image, it looks like it's been.
That's got to be a mugshot, right? Because it's got his name. I mean, unless somebody photoshopped it after the fact, but
It looks like it's filtered.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I don't know if this is the same picture that you guys have, and I don't know how good mine.
Yeah, that's the one that I was just looking at.
And then here we go, another picture of what supposedly is his stepdad. And there's a lot of these pictures going around too.
Oh yeah, that was the butler dude.
That was a butler dude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah, I think the one on the right. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That's
Yeah,
not
I
Lanza?
No.
Oh, no. Damn, you fucked me up a second there. I was like, wait a second.
Oh,
Maybe
dude.
there is some kind of.
I mean, Lanza looks
somebody
fucking crazy
Somebody
too.
just conflated
Yeah,
the
he looks
photo.
fucking even creepier, if that's even possible, but he does.
Yeah.
I mean, the most normal looking, like, mass fucking Timothy McVeigh looked like a normal person. But like, these fucking crazy shooters look fucking insane. What was the other one that shot up the the church in North Carolina, the
fuck. What
the
was
Bull
that?
Patrol guy.
Oh yeah.
The AME church.
That
Yeah.
guy's fucking insane.
Enrique.
Dylan Cease.
Wait,
Or no,
hold
Dylan.
on. Did
Dylan
you-
Roof. Dylan Roof.
Dylan Roof.
Dylan-
Dylan
Dylan
Cease
Roof,
pitches
yeah.
for the Padres. Sorry. My fault.
Wait, wait, go back to what you said there. I just lost it. You said something about Dylan Roof.
What, me?
You made you made a specific reference to something about Dylan Roof right now.
No, I was talking about Lanza. I said that he looks the Lanza asshole and
AME
the
Church.
Butler
say
shooter
AME?
look really similar.
Did you say AME Church?
Yeah, it was an AME church in North Carolina.
it?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's why he targeted it.
Bro, listen to this shit. PNW
Oh wait,
Gorilla.
no,
You
we
know who
actually
that
have
is?
a picture of him of Wes Rowley at the shooting scene. He can't keep getting away with it. Is this on
No,
my
that looks like a tranny fag to me.
Yeah, seriously. Don't believe that until that's not. I'm not going to buy the MAGA thing.
Are you guys not? How long have you guys been on the internet that you don't know where this is from?
I know where it's from. Dude. Come on.
Okay. All right.
Where is that from?
Dude, I'm not a fucking boomer. Come on the fuck on now.
All right.
Listen, I'm trying to fucking tell you something here. PNW Gorilla posted, there it is. This is your false flag right on time because somebody said breaking Aryan Nations and Idaho neo-Nazi group claim responsibility for a terrorist attack that killed 2 firefighters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So somebody
The Aryan
posts
Nation's not going to claim credit for anything.
right. No, I know. So somebody, no, I know. It's bullshit. But somebody posts false flag. Firefighters are an extension of the KKK. The KKK was not attacked by white knights, Nazis, Proud Boys, or any other supremacy group. Our government knows these groups have an Article 5 as well.
Actually, when we're done with this, I'm actually touching something that I saw yesterday that again is disturbing.
You're not allowed to touch yourself on camera. Stop it.
This is another picture of the stepdad. This is not at the White House because there's no branches like that at the White House.
Fucking stupid.
So, but like we don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But again, like take what we're doing right here is just investigative work. And then here's another one. Authorities, I seen this picture come up a little bit. Authorities report that Wes Rowley, a 20-year-old, I told you had to be young, if this is accurate. 20-year-old suspect allegedly born in Russia and previously residing in New York and Florida and possibly worked in Arizona is linked to the attack on firefighters and first responders. And then this is a picture of an archery, a tundra wrapped in archery club decals. Again, here's another picture.
Who's that?
Just posting random photos of dudes with guns. It's just fucking.
Come on, guys. How do you guys not know who Sam Hyde is?
That's why I'm laughing, dude.
I don't know who that is.
So Sam Hyde is
God.
a comedian. He's funny as shit. He was actually on the Twins podcast recently, and every time that there's like a shooter, like his followers instantly post a picture of him and like catch a whole bunch of viewers off guard, and they're like, "Oh, this is pictures of mass shooter," and they fucking just retweet it out, and it's fucking wild, dude. And
It's
then they
wild
run
that
with
people actually have a routine for these things because they're so fucking routine. That's what's really disturbing, right? Someone's got a shtick that they do every time there's a mass shooting because one happens every goddamn other month. Like that's what's really disturbing, you know? That you can even have a shtick.
It's actually
Get off my lawn, little kids.
Seriously.
Challenger. So look, I'm gonna give you a fucking like a boomer post that fucking yesterday came through. I'm looking for the picture. Whatever. It's a tweet from the incoming a supposed tweet from the incoming mayor of New York City, where the tweet is dated somewhere in like 1986, where he's making fun of the Challenger shuttle crashing. right? And like,
And there's some idiots believing it.
Boomer Twitter is like literally fucking retweeting it. I don't know why it's not coming up right now, but it was trending on Twitter because they posted that he tweeted in 1986, and people were
Kyle
like, "Look,
Sarafin posted
this is
it.
why he
Kyle
should
Sarafin
not be the New York City mayor." He
Kyle
tweeted
Sarafin
about the
posted it.
challenger. Yeah, yeah. Let me look up Kyle. Here we go. And once I get this in, we'll close out this this portion of it, because I do want to get into something that we're talking about here with this Idaho shooting. Here it is. Oh fuck! Come on, why did you screenshot a screenshot, dude? Whatever, it's here. Laughing my ass off. The shuttle just exploded. Eat shit, America. He posted this at 1:48 p.m. on January 28th, 1986. And dude, it is insane the amount of people that retweeted this, and they're like, "Oh, this is true. This is true." Like, how do you fall for this? Twitter was created, I believe, in March of 2006.
Yeah, and the man is 33 years old.
Bro, why?
33 years
He
old.
wasn't even alive when it happened.
No.
You know, Kristen McAuliffe didn't take a shower before she got on the fucking shuttle because she washed up on shore.
Oh, I wasn't even showing it to you guys. Here's a tweet. It was on the screen.
After that, NASA stood for need another 7 astronauts.
Yeah. Like, imagine, like, this guy was a pioneer of laughing my ass off.
Too soon. Too soon. 40 years later.
But
shit.
there was something to be said on the date that this happened. Will it materialize into something? I don't know. But it is a crazy coincidence. I mean, there's a 1 in 365 chance that it came in, and it's possible that it came in on that exact date. So let's see as this story develops. We'll give you guys more on this tomorrow. Anything that you guys want to add on this story?
Nope.
Okay, so let me bring up my screen here a second, which gives me the transition, and you guys always give me the perfect transitions here, to be honest with you. Let me where is it? Remove. I feel like
Trump. Caroline Levitt just said that she confirms that Trump will attend the grand opening of Alligator Alcatraz tomorrow.
Yes, we want to go down there.
We're debating it. We're debating it. Man, where is this guy's fucking post, dude? I swore I fucking bookmarked it. I have this like folder, and you guys should do this too. Like, if you're bringing up the posts, bringing up posts, just bookmark them and put them in a folder for like the show. Proud. Latest. Okay, so these are dangerous posts, dude. And to give you context, like right now we were talking about like jumping the gun and making assumptions on like some of this news. And I try not to do that. Sometimes I do jump the gun and I make a mistake, and I retract it or I keep it up. And like I put a comment under, be like, "Hey, look, I was wrong here," or whatever. These people are maliciously doing this because there's no basis for it. Right. So yesterday, as the Idaho shooting was happening, they hadn't even fucking killed the guy. They haven't even unalived the dude.
Oh,
this fucking QAnon fuck like posts Roger Stone, Michael Flynn, Stuart Rhodes, Patrick Byrne, Ivan Reichland. When you look at these type of events, you will always trace it back to those 5 names. I'm talking about all the way back to the first assassination attempt on July 13, 2024. Let me unpack it from here. So he's saying that these 5 guys, have something to do with not only, and he says this later about the Idaho, these people have something to do with the Trump assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania, right? And I'm sure that this guy posts this. There's no way There's no way. So he knows that this is wrong, right? And he goes ahead and posts it. So then we're going to continue to go down here. 1 AP, the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, which is not a thing anymore. They don't exist. Nothing against the Oath Keepers. I just had one here in studio. 3%ers, Idaho Lightfoot. Do not listen to any mainstream media reports. Just listen to his Twitter. Fuck the mainstream media. I'm with him on fucking the mainstream media, but they're not credible sources. This guy is, because they will all give you the runaround just like they did every other false flag or shooting over the past. Check this out. 25 years. I had Stuart on this show. The Oath Keepers were founded in 2008. The Proud Boys were founded in 2016. I don't know how long the 3%ers or the 1 AP or the Idaho Lightfoot.
I think the 3%ers were like 14.
Yeah. So this guy has sat here and like basically blamed us. And this isn't even the crazy part about it, because this guy has almost, I don't understand how this guy has almost 500,000 followers. Right. And here's Isaiah.
Bot farming.
Isaiah's in there fucking premium shit. And like there's people in this, there's a lot of people pushing back, but there's people in here that are like retweeting, commenting, and saying that this shit is true. If you get one of these shooters, you get one of these fucking crazies, these QAnon Q-tards, and this doesn't, I'm not including the whole QAnon movement here. You get these people.
No, they're all retarded.
And you tell them this. I partially agree. And you get them to say this, right? And they think that we're the demons that are trying to kill the president, and that we're the demons that are putting everything together. And you know what happens? They'll walk through this fucking door and try to blast me. They're going to have a bad time doing that. But that's the dangers.
I think it's amazing that you haven't been shot by now.
Yeah, I think.
Dude,
I think
don't even put it out there, bro.
I
think it's
put that
amazing
out to
that
the
I
fucking
haven't
universe.
attempted it.
That's also amazing.
Yeah.
Just make sure I'm not there. It's probably in your best interest.
Right. I'm a
Look
terrible
at this
shot,
guy.
Barry. I'm not responsible for what might happen.
Look, I don't even got to look at this bitch. This bitch says eyes. All their minions. In the comments. You have eyes. You see when you're, I guess
That's a
what she's
tranny,
saying
by
is
the way.
he's over the target, right? I don't need to see this person. I could
That's a
go
tranny.
ahead and go right here. So, anointed, child of God. I don't know what NDE survivor is. I don't know what DBA IT is. There's a French flag in there. And I don't know if that's a goat. That's a
They're
goat or a
Muslim?
cat. Lives matter. Goats lives matter. Prince. And
Yeah, it's
the
that
most
Ephesians
obvious.
6:11, that fucking nonsense about the armor of God. This is definitely, this is a
No, but that's not the scripture isn't the part here that I want to focus on. The focus here is the part that says Q plus. Q plus.
The fuck is Q plus?
Q.
LGBT.
Q. It's Q.
Yeah, no, Q plus means Trump.
Is
Q,
it?
Yeah, so Q plus, that's I spent a lot of time messing around with these people, and over the years, Q plus is when they believe that Trump himself was posting. It's obviously ridiculous, but yeah. So that's what, when they say Q plus, they mean it's Q and plus Trump. It's obviously, it's just so stupid, but
Him and JFK Jr. together. Yeah.
I know. It's as dumb as it could possibly be.
So, and I think I believe I have in my bookmarks.
The only one of those guys I haven't met is Patrick Byrne. I never had the misfortune of meeting that fucking idiot. But
you know what's funny? I like Patrick. I like Patrick. I was going into fuck. I can't say this.
Okay, don't.
I was going somewhere, just
I was with this
recently,
guy in the place and the whatnot.
2 weeks ago, and Patrick ended up being there, and it was funny because I had some journalists with me, and we just happened to be at the same place. And this journalist is like, Patrick Byrne, and you guys are together. And he did help me big time with some legal fees, so I do have to really thank him for that, because this thing has pretty much made me broke. So here's a telling thing about this account, and I'm going to go into other accounts here. Before I go into other accounts, I'll ask you guys how you feel about this. But regardless, this guy has 500,000 followers, and like every other post, he posts this, right? I'll go into more details on my Patreon. So I don't think anybody's stupid enough to think that Roger Stone, Ivan Reichlin, Patrick Byrne had anything to do with the fucking assassination. But he knows how to get clicks. He knows how to send them to Patreon. He knows how to get money out of it. So this just
Yeah.
Another fucking QA on charge. He has a Patreon right on his page. I don't even have that. I don't even have a way to monetize right now.
If you came over to
But-
Chatter, you would.
Huh?
If you came over to Chatter, you would.
Yeah, Rob made
I was
like
trying to-
$25 yesterday. That's
No,
impressive.
I made
Did you?
500.
You made $500
you
bucks.
didn't.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was like $480. Yeah,
Imagine that.
On one show.
on one show for 2.5 hours. Dude, I'm telling you, the shit's legit. You fucking idiot. You don't
I
want to
am
listen to
happy
me.
to announce that the Warboy Studios a show exclusively on Chatter every day, 5 times a day.
I'm game.
Fucking standing.
So yeah, well, after the show, let's talk about it. I told you to get on this. We need.
Dude, your internet sucks.
Your internet's terrible.
Oh well, to tell you guys about. Let me take this shit off the screen. Tell you guys about that. I came
Hey,
in
before you
today.
get going, man, I gotta jump off for a minute. I'll be back.
Okay. We're going to be on just a little while longer. We're at the hour and 31 minute mark. Again, we rolled through it. Where did Rob go?
I'm still here.
Rob turned off his camera. So I was supposed to get brand new internet on Saturday. It never arrived. And then today I get to the office earlier than usual. And I guess I missed the FedEx truck by like 2 minutes. So I could put in the new modem because I was pretty excited because I want to do the dual camera setup. And I got fucked out of it. So hopefully tomorrow we have some new internet rolling. And so what do you guys think about like QAnon in general and some of these people that post? I don't know if you guys have seen my little mini war, because sometimes I go off and I'm like at home like on a Sunday and I find these fucking Q-tards and I just drop napalm for hours on end and I insult them until their morale improves. And yesterday was one of those days. And I'll be putting up some of those tweets here in a second. So please give me your insight.
Kind of like
here.
your war with liberal tier creator. That shit's fucking hilarious.
Oh, he's done. He's smoked.
He's smoked, dude.
I
You
smoked.
smoked his ass.
He's smoked. You know, I'm trying to hang with women. He's trying to hang women.
Oh, shit.
Oh man.
And he denies it. Did you guys see the spaces between him and Alex Rosen? So I'm feeding Alex Rosen some fucking info
Yeah.
while he's in the fucking, and Alex just completely obliterates him. I had already obliterated him like 2 months ago when I found out what he is. This guy, liberal tier creator, if you guys are watching, he's a big, not even a big account. He has like 90,000 followers on here. And he decided to come at me sideways. I'm like, where the fuck did this guy come from? So we decided to, I get some information. I'm not going to say how. Get some information. This guy tries to hang his wife in the basement and then tries to rob a convenience store with a water gun. And then he decided it was a good idea to come at me.
Some women actually like that, though.
Dead ones.
They don't have to be dead to be dead inside.
Yeah.
So, at least they don't complain.
I mean,
So-
basically, if they don't have tattoos or daddy issues, I don't want to mess with them anyway.
Barry, you don't.
There isn't
You have
anything you
no
couldn't
love.
do to them, dude. They're not gonna be like, no, you can't stick it in my butt. Shut up. There's no
Barry,
shut up moment if they're dead. No, I'm kidding.
You have no love for your
Rotten.
YouTube channel at all. You're like, fuck it, let's just burn.
Yeah,
it
it's pretty much gone. I mean,
Oh, dude, I'm sorry.
yeah, I'll
No.
just go out and say I like my women like I like my microwaves. Easy to turn on and willing to kill any baby I stick inside of them. I'm just joking.
I like my women like I like my
Last
coffee
strike.
ground up in the freezer.
You fucking people, dude.
I like my women like I like my coffee black and bitter.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude.
No, you should go on Carnival Cruise Line. You'll it's pretty much a dating paradise for you then.
It looks like if you take drone footage from a Carnival cruise line, it looks like they paved the whole thing in asphalt.
Bye, YouTube. Nice knowing you.
We're going to hell. No, at least we're not shooting firefighters.
Bad country.
You know who just agreed to come on the show, dude? This is gonna be great.
Who, here now?
Conservative Ant.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, dude. I've known him for a long time, dude. he said he's willing to come on the show. That's gonna be fucking crazy.
Well, let's bring him on. If you want to bring him on tomorrow, I'm hoping after we get off this call, I'm gonna get on the phone with this guy. You guys got to tune in if I have this guy tomorrow. I mean, you should tune in tomorrow anyways. But you should tune in tomorrow because if I could get this guy, I mean, you guys would enjoy this show.
Oh my God, dude. What listen to all my followers that are watching right now. Trust me when I tell you, you guys pretty much have faith in me. With what Enrique told me about this guy, this is not something you're gonna want to miss. Trust me on this, please. This is
and hopefully if you watch tomorrow, I'm gonna keep a straight face and fuck it, I'll say it. I'm gonna play a character tomorrow. I'm not gonna be me.
boy.
I'm not gonna be me. So let's get back on topic here with this. What do you think about these dudes? Maybe QAnon in general, and specifically like this cult of following from these podcast bros called In the Matrix and Shady Groove, right? I don't know if you guys know who that is, but they thought General Flynn was Q for a while, and Flynn basically said, "Fuck you, you guys are crazy." They turned on Flynn, and suddenly Flynn is the person that orchestrated, which I find kind of offensive, to be honest with you, that he orchestrated the January 6th insurrection. They call it insurrection. Their position is similar to that. They claim to be Trump supporters, but every position they take is Chuck Schumer's. So give me some insight. What do you guys think about these guys?
For me, my brain goes right back to let's just go back to Occupy Wall Street. All right. And we're gonna juxtapose these things naturally. Let's say I was the CIA and I wanted to collect a database of Americans that feel certain ways about politics or geopolitics. I would create a group, and I would make this group seem very ominous and dark, and I'd probably call it something like Anonymous. And I would watch all these people cling to this idea and start posting under the guise in the umbrella of this idea, and start to see who says what, and it gets how they get involved and what they try to do and what they promote, and see where it goes. And I would begin to collect a database and use this database to divide and conquer certain elements within a political movement with their own constituents and their own people. That's what I would do if I was the CIA. I'm not saying that's what's being done, but I believe that Anonymous has a lot of characteristics of that analysis, and I believe that QAnon has a lot of characteristics of Anonymous, and I'll leave it there.
So I'll tell you, I was big on like the internet scene for a long time, and I was part of a forum. So anonymous in those days, right? It could be anybody. There was no centralized anything. There was some people that put out like messages and videos, and they would try to sway other anons, right? But this is back in like 2012. And we use this tool called LOIC, which is an acronym for low orbit ion cannon. And it was a DDoS tool, and you'd take down websites, right? And there was many people with differing views on who to target, and thank God the statute of limitations is gone. But regardless, there was a lot of people to target, and then if enough of you use this LOIC tool, you could take down a website, because
They
DDoS
did it to North
attacks,
Korea.
there wasn't big protections on them. But there was some that I did see that would target, and then that was incoming is the and Todd, I will touch on that, and Ban Pastor, another host of an amazing show on the network, Tuesdays at 10:30 p.m. Said something about Q, and I'll clear that up in a second. But there were some actors in there when Wall Street, Occupy Wall Street movement came in, and they started targeting like the stupidest things. It turned into a left-wing thing. I instantly got off the forums. I was like, fuck this shit. I'm not with it. But these movements that you see that splinter off, right? And a lot of people tell me, a lot of people, when I go after the Q-tards, I'm being very specific on the Q-tards, because we have a good friend of ours in the J6ers that is a QAnon guy and a big
Couple
supporter.
of them, great dude, and they're smart. And they know what they're talking about.
Alpha Warrior. We're going to be having him on the show, on this show later on in the week, maybe Thursday or Friday. That aren't Q-tards. When I talk about Q-tards, I'm talking about this little cult, and it's not a big cult. It's a couple of them that think that they don't think. I don't think that the actual Matrix and Shady actually believe the bullshit they say. They're trying to monetize. They're paid for by Rumble, but their followers go ahead and believe all this shit. That's the little crew I'm talking about, and they come into accounts. I didn't even know these guys existed. I made a post against saying that I disagreed with Pam Bondi, and suddenly I'm part of the deep state, and I'm part of this Flynn network. I've met Flynn once at an event. I took a picture with him, and I told him to please advocate for J6ers. That was the only time that I met General Flynn. So this little fucking movement consists of all cat ladies. They're all cat ladies
On
and they comment
anti-anxiety medication.
Yep.
Yeah. And they're haggard, old, angry cat ladies, and they need something to believe in. And they follow these people like it's a fucking cult. They watch every fucking single show, which nothing's wrong with watching every single show. But we have a show like In the Matrix, which is crazy that's called that. Shouldn't you be out of the Matrix? If you're in the Matrix, then you're still locked in. Neo, wake up. Rob, I want to get your insight on Q in general, and just I don't know if you know anything about this.
Yeah. Listen, I didn't delve as deeply as say maybe Barry, because Barry said it succinctly. As far as I'm concerned, like I think it's a psyop, to be quite honest with you. As soon as they were like, yeah, Trump's in a bunker and he's running the country from a bunker, I was like, all right, guy, I can't hang with you fucking idiots.
JFK still alive.
JFK Jr. still alive, yeah, and fucking I was just, for me, it was to me it seemed like a deep state psyop to try to give people hopium or get people crazy enough to actually do something. I think it was like J6, but on a bigger scale, I guess you could say. Like that, this is what they wanted J6 to be bigger than what it was, and they wanted, the crazy fringe right to be like, all right, if Trump's still our president, we're gonna go and we're gonna actually go to DC with guns. That's what it always seemed like to me. So I just never fucked with it, to be quite honest with you.
That's why, and then look, like Todd over there is a believer in Q, and he says Q specifically stated JFK was not alive, and that's the problem with some of these movements is that when there's no organization per se, it could be co-opted by bad actors that'll say, "Hey, JFK is alive, and he's gonna show up on such date in Texas." You know, and then like these people, and what's scary sometimes is there's a follower of theirs that was appointed as general counsel at the Pentagon, and supposedly this guy's going to come after everybody. Supposedly this guy, the military tribunals are going to start, and I'm going to get arrested. So is Flynn, so is Stone, and all these people. Listen, there's nobody more loyal to the president than the people that went through shit for him, you know? And, you know, there's three of them here. There's actually three of them here, you know, because Rob, you could have been hemmed up in all this bullshit.
Yep. Yeah, no, listen, man, I was very, very lucky, dude.
Yeah.
God was looking out for me.
Well, God was looking out for you when Donald Trump got elected, because you were next. They were going to come for you. They were going to come for you. They had another 2,000 to 3,000 indictments ready.
Oh yeah, no, I know. Listen, I know. I know. I mean, I wasn't there on J6. Everybody knows that, but the fact that I was in that fucking video with you guys.
Yeah, we also know that it doesn't matter if you were there or not.
Right.
So,
yeah, well, obviously in your case, I mean, but then Biden was talking about that, and the Biden DOJ was talking about the seeds of J6 were planted on December 12th, and they wanted to come after everybody that was there on December 12th.
So yesterday, they're against General Flynn. They think Flynn is trying to overthrow the government, trying to throw Trump out. So yesterday, something funny happened. The president fucking tweeted his support for Flynn. Right. And he's like, man, this guy went through the ringer. What they did to him was fucked up. He's a fucking hero. And these people lost their shit. Right. In some cases, they're like, oh, President Trump doesn't know what he's talking about. We need to work harder to show President Trump who General Flynn actually is. Do you fucking think that Donald J. Trump, the president of the fucking United States, does not know who General Flynn is? Do you think that he does not know who Roger Stone is? Do you think that he does not know who Enrique Tarrio or Ivan Reichlen is? He knows exactly who we are, and he still supports us and he stands by us because he knows that we fight for him, fight for Trump, right? And it's not that I put the guy on a fucking pedestal, but he gave me my life back. And I support his policy, not with 100% accuracy, but I do support his policies. And yesterday, I fucking took it, and I'm like, boom! I posted a Truth Social post by Trump, and I'm like, you got it. I tagged all those fucking weirdos, and I'm like, you guys, people that know these people need to do a wellness check. Put these people on like suicide watch. You know, they probably had a heart attack by now, and then they came in droves. They came in droves and tried to paint. I'll show you my I'll show you my account here. Something I tweeted. But fuck. How do I do this? It's time for everybody to fucking go ahead and call me. I've gotten like 1 million calls right now. Oh, look, here we go. Spock, this guy just came on the scene and he screenshots Donald Trump's fucking Truth Social post. And he says, we have a lot of work to do, more work to do. Meaning they need to show Donald Trump who Flynn is. It's actually a good meme right here. Democrats stepping into red states and the state that they just ruined. Please don't come to Florida at all.
So, leading report just announced that the language has been updated in the big beautiful bill to say that 1.4 million illegals will be kicked off of Medicaid if the bill passes.
I think the bill's going to pass, and hopefully 1.4 million sounds like a low number. We need to deport all
I'm
of
going to pump those numbers up.
We got to pump those numbers up, but I'm happy that that is part of the bill. I post my whole shitting on this whole group of people, and then they go ahead, and it's through the president's own words, and he goes, "Noble one, let me know if you need this broken down. It's self-explanatory." President Trump's spotlight, because supposedly, check out the fucking mental gymnastics they got to pull, and they say, well, Trump did that on purpose. It's 4D chess. He puts his enemy on blast so the spotlight rains on him. So I replied to her with a direct fucking quote from the president. And I wrote, quote, "I don't need anything broken down. If you have to," which is true, "if you have to pretzel your way through an argument, it means that you're losing it. I don't need a fucking pie chart, an anagram, a cryptograph, a corkboard, a Sudoku cheat sheet, Mortal Kombat blood codes," if you guys remember that, a Zulu astrology chart, or a fucking Latvian translator to read the president's words.
Or the Konami code.
Which one's a Konami code?
Up, down, down, left, right, BA, start.
Oh, yes. Well, I know the Mortal Kombat blood code by heart, and I actually put it here. Oh, which somebody replied to this. Another QAnon supporter. The Mortal Kombat blood code from back in the day, Sega Genesis. Barry could probably vouch for this because he always says that that's the last
console system I had and played. Yeah,
he played Aladdin. Did you play
Aladdin and Jurassic Park? I did. I played.
Earthworm
I don't
Jim,
remember I don't remember the blood code, but I remember there was one like up, down, left, right, A, B, C, B, some fucking shit.
No, it's ABA, CABB at the menu.
Yes.
So somebody in the comments, one of these Q-tards, tagged the FBI. They tagged Dan Bongino and they tagged Kash Patel, and they're like, "You need to look into this guy." I didn't even see this. But ABA, CABB, if you look right in the middle, it says ACAB, which is an acronym for all cops are bastards. So he tags them and he's like, this is a dog whistle. What he's calling for is violence against the police. Now, I am not a simp for the police, and I wrote this yesterday about the Capitol Police. Please, and I tell my viewers this, do not simp for the Capitol Police on my timeline, please.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. To Capitol Police, fuck you. There might be some of you that are cool that spoke out.
Tarek Johnson.
Tarek Johnson is one. But most of you are pieces of shit. And I think
the good ones will agree with us.
Yeah. And I think that you guys should be arrested. And I think that you guys should take an elevator ride with me.
Make commies fear helicopters again.
Yep. Pinochet did nothing wrong.
So these people have been trying to fucking pretzel their way out of the fucking argument. They're like, "Oh yeah, this is Q. She check this out. This is great. This bitch is a real piece of work." So she highlighted. She says, highlighted for the retarded people who don't get it. All three of these words define General Flynn. I'm going to start reminding everybody that he was not fired by Barack Obama, but he was fired by Donald J. Trump, which is true. You know, at the time, the president did not know what was going on. And she highlights the word fearless, fraud, and fake. Fearless. Like, if you're trying to shit on somebody, why would you call them fearless? And they forgot to put the part, right? This is perfect, right? So she highlights the words, and she made a mistake because she highlighted fearless. She should have kept that one out. She should have just kept fraud and fake, and maybe some of her Q supporters would have gone with it. But there's another word, a couple other words that are capitalized. The word innocent is capitalized. Why did not she did not highlight that? Why did she highlight the words pardon of innocence? And why didn't she highlight never give up? So on my page, when we're done, I'm going to tag all these people and I ask all 1,104 followers to go ahead and take a look at these people's pages. And take a look. This is a psyop, ladies and gentlemen. This is a straight fucking psyop. It makes people complacent. It makes people turn in a moment that we need unity before the midterms. I know, Barry, the midterms are, well, it's a big thing for all of us, but I know
It should be. I hope so.
You know, these people are fucking patriots. General Flynn is a patriot. I don't know him personally. He's a patriot. Roger Stone, know him very well. My mentor. Patriot. Alex Jones, patriot. I don't agree with him with going after the president and putting his blonde hair on George Bush, but I think he's a patriot. J6ers, patriots. These people call them insurrectionists. These people say that we did it to try to make Trump look bad. We didn't do it to try to make Trump look bad. We did it because we were at a point in our country where people, and I can't even say it myself, I wasn't there. People had enough. People were tired. It wasn't too much about the election. Was that the straw that broke the camel's back? Of course. But you locked us down for COVID. You took away our rights. You silenced us on social media. You took us off financial platforms. What are we supposed to do? We're supposed to just sit. Rebellion is the most American thing. Rebelling is the most American thing that anybody could do. Do I agree with a lot of things that happened at the Capitol Day? Absolutely not. But that was an act of rebellion, the most American act that I've seen in my lifetime. And sorry, I went on to a monologue. I'll let you guys touch on it. I was just,
well, it's I think it's a very important and significant issue for you with the 22-year sentence, knowing that the narrative that was being framed around you was completely false, and that narrative extends to every single person that showed up that day on January 6th. Whether you took a plea, went to trial, pled guilty, I care not. I think that your struggle, your strife, and the reason you showed up, for the most part, for all of you, is pure. And you're not any less of a patriot because you decided to take a plea. So I'll leave that there. I will say that the last thing I'm going to say, as far as the Q and the government and the conspiracy on Flynn and all that, and the MAGA beefs you're seeing on X, the most important thing is we are not a cult. We disagree with each other. We call each other out when we do disagree, and I respect that. And then I'm going to end on this final note. You show me groups of conservatives fighting one another, and I'll show you where the intelligence agencies have recently been. And with that, I'm out.
All right, Rob.
Yes, I think it was. I think what J6 was a show of rebellion, but it definitely wasn't an insurrection, and we all know that, obviously.
I got a 20.
One of the most, huh?
I got a 22-inch insurrection.
Yeah, you got to.
I have a 5.5 inch. Wait, what? What are we talking about?
5.5 inch.
But I think, actually, I think one of the most prolific shows of patriotism and rebellion against the government was the Bundy Ranch.
Yeah,
I think that was the most that was the most amazing sight of, like, what the Second Amendment was really designed to do.
Yeah.
And the fact that, hundreds of Americans went from all across the country, stood down the FBI and the Bureau of Land Management with ARs is the whole reason. So that and honestly, dude, I thought we were at a turning point after that. I thought American men were going to nut the fuck up and not allow any of this shit to happen. And then J6 happened, and every single supposed pro-freedom, government-hating, strong, masculine man just hid in their houses. And all those people that had the Proud Boys, supposedly had the Proud Boys back between January 6th, before January 6th, all you heard was crickets. And then those same people that had the Proud Boys backs were now coming out, oh, those guys, they deserved everything they got because they were too afraid to align themselves with it. And those people, those fair weather fans, those fair weather people, this is the reason why our country is where it is, because nobody can take a principled stance and stand on it no matter what. You fucking did. Joe did. Ethan did. Zach did. Fucking Dominic tells the court to go fuck themselves. I mean, it's like, listen, that where is this? Where are these American men? They're not around anymore. There's very few of us left. But sorry, I'm going to go off on a tangent on that, and I don't really want to, but you know how I feel about it, bro.
It's sad that we have to witness, as conservative men, as J6ers, as Proud Boys, as Oath Keepers, as people that love this country, we have to watch the Democrats fly to El Salvador to have fucking margaritas with gangbangers that beat their wives, while most conservatives around the country are too afraid to stand in the same room with a J6er or a Proud Boy or be in a picture with us. And that's why we exist, because of the cowardness on the right, not the left. It's the right that refuse to stand up. It's the right that won't look at us, that looks at us as pariahs, while the left flies to El Salvador to have lunch with MS-13. We exist because the weakness on the right exists.
Yeah, the perfect example was CPAC. You had so many different conservative groups there. Rhino Removal Project was right there when it happened, and none of those guys said anything. Where were the conservatives going? No, you're not kicking these motherfuckers out. Standing up. This isn't. No, we're feckless pussies.
Well, I mean, that situation, when Enrique and these guys just went up and had a casual, calm conversation, CPAC just fixed the issue right away. The individuals that were not calm and acting like freaking buffoons, they didn't have that situation reversed. But I just want to say real quick about Dominic Pizzola. I want to give a shout out to Dominic real quick, because a lot of people don't know that Dominic didn't know these guys very well or at all before that. And the FBI came to him and wanted him to be a witness, and they would have made it all go. And Dominic rolled the dice and said, fuck you, and didn't know what was being said about him in the other room. And said, you know what? I joined this fraternity to be a brother, and that's what I'm going to do. And he rolled those dice with guys he barely knew and told the fucking DOJ to go fuck themselves. Yep. And I want to give a shout out to Dominic Pizzola, because that man is a true fucking patriot. And Uhuru, brother, if you're listening.
Uhuru. So before I close out, and I got one more tweet to show, Dominic, when I got arrested, I read my indictment and I saw Dominic was in there, and I don't really know Dominic, and I'm like, oh man, this guy's gonna turn. He had no loyalty. He had no actual loyalty, direct loyalty to any of the four of us. He was
only first degree, right?
So they had moved him from one indictment to another, right? And I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, man, this guy, they brought this guy in to just fucking steamroll this shit, And Dominic, man, there is, to me, he's up there in the brass balls in the top 3. The people that I know that have the biggest fucking brass balls, I have to give Dominic a huge shout out. And it was his birthday last week. So happy belated birthday to my brother Dom. We're trying to get him to move down here to Florida, get him out of that stink hole in fucking New York. He's not in New York City, thankfully, but he's in Rochester.
Are you kidding me? Rochester's got the worst crime in the entire state.
Yeah, well, they don't have a fucking muzzy fucking homo mayor that's coming in. So to end, and as I was on this show, I don't know if she's on here, and we've had nice conversations before. And again, I don't. Todd's in here. I respect Alpha Warrior. I respect like the QAnon community completely. But what I'm talking about here is clear. It's this group of people, and she recently, Tisha, which we've had on Spaces before, posted this. And because I told her, look, I don't know Mike Flynn, but just judging by how you guys go at him, I think he's a great dude. Not just judging by what the president says. So she says, so you're seven raisin, which I don't know what the fuck that means. Did you chant the satanic prayer yet? And it's funny that she uses like Bible references and the references in here. And it specifically states in the Bible to not, there's two things. Don't worship false gods, the golden cow, the golden calf. And that's what they're doing. They're worshiping this two podcast bros, and whatever they say goes. Another thing is don't bear false witness, right? We don't. I'm a sinner, and I think all of us would agree that we're all sinners. But bearing false witness against people, in the case of Tisha here, the rest of the Matrix and Q-tards, I'm going to call them Q-tards. Q-tards and QAnon dudes, I'll put them in different categories. Do I believe in it? Absolutely not. But regardless of the fact, I respect their beliefs, and they're to me, they're brothers in this battle that we're waging against real Satanism, right? But you put people in danger when you start fucking making shit up out of the air and turning actual patriots into enemies. We can take it. I've been taking bullshit for a long time. This is, to them, these are mosquitoes. These are mosquitoes that I just enjoy fucking with on Twitter, because that's what Twitter's for, right?
Mhm.
Twitter's shit posting. I do post some serious stuff, but for the most part, I fuck around and I have fun. So yesterday I made them a fucking my target. So I'm gonna put a list of who these people are on a tweet. I'm gonna tag each and every one of them, and you guys should take a look. Take a look at what they're trying, the falsehoods that they state and the false testimony they give against actual people that have been through the suck. I've been here since fucking 2016. Roger Stone has been in Trump's camp since fucking 1988. Right? So I trust the president's judgment at times. We've had some bad appointments, but I trust the president's judgment when it comes to his friends. So I'll close out the show with that. Tomorrow, hopefully, I'll get off this stream. I'll get on the phone and try to get our next guest for tomorrow. If I can't get him tomorrow, maybe later on in the week. I'm going to get Alpha Warrior in here to give us some clarity on the QAnon stuff. Todd, you're welcome to join in there in the comments, educate us a little bit more. And then we have a couple things coming up. Maybe me and Barry might skip tomorrow, and we might attend this Alligator Alcatraz opening. I don't know how far it is. I don't know how reception is going to be over there. So if you're available during that time, we'll check and see if you're available. If you could, and you're not doing stuff like I don't want to, but if you're not doing post, because I don't know
anything tomorrow
what our reception. If not, we'll record and just post it as a live stream.
Yeah.
Another thing, Rob, unfortunately, I don't know if you've checked our group chat. Unfortunately, you got outvoted.
On what?
For Wednesday's war stream.
What do you mean?
We will be playing Call of Duty Warzone for our 8-ish video game stream. We're going to go ahead and try to find out how to self-produce the show. But we will be playing.
I suck at it.
It doesn't matter.
Which should make it even funnier.
I could make fun of you while I'm there, and I could do the bro and pick you up. When you're down.
We can have fun playing Division 2, motherfucker.
I hope you're good at the gulag. I hope you're good at getting out of the gulag.
Dude, now I got to go to my son and be like, hey, teach me how to play this fucking game.
We will be joined on Wednesday by a very special guest whose name comes up. Whose name comes up on? I can't do the Trump thing. Whose name comes up at the intro and outro of this video. We will be joined by the legendary Viking warrior Ethan Nordine to play some Call of Duty with us. We've in the War Stream. That's what we used to, the only game we used to play. But we will also be joined by our resident fan club member here, Reno. Will be joining us. So that is the 4-man team for Wednesday's War Stream. Also, Kim was saying that she's going to do off episodes of the War Stream, playing some like retro games, and she has other games that she's going to be playing. So we'll be doing that.
Aladdin on Sega.
I mean, there we go. You and Kim can play Aladdin on Sega. I don't think
down for this.
Too many people are going to watch it, but we'll have better internet, so we won't have the spottiness that we had last week. But yeah, tune into the show. Please go ahead and click the post notification button. Is there any other announcements I'm missing here?
I just want to encourage everyone to go and follow at the Warboy Studios and hit the notification buttons. We do have some good things planned. We are getting together and doing some things very shortly. We can't disclose them on here because we don't want to. Yes. We don't want to telegraph what we're up to. But I assure you, we're up to some fun shit. And following the Warboy Studios and hitting that notification button is how you're going to find out about it. So do that.
Yeah, Barry. That's coming up. Maybe my dates are confused. That's coming up very soon, right?
Well, yes, we have the.
Don't say the date.
Yes, it is very soon.
Okay. All right.
Any day now.
And our resident host here that you could catch him, band pastor, Pastor Hansel, has a great show. It's going to be airing live tomorrow at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. He actually, I'm kind of jelly of his setup. His setup is fucking amazing. He has an amazing show. And maybe I could join him soon on his show. I hope to be a guest, have the honor of being with Pastor Hansel in his show soon. I don't think I'm going to be able to do tomorrow, but regardless of the fact, thank you guys for tuning in to the Lords of War News Brief. We're going to try to change the name. I think News Brief is too basic. But we'll work on that soon. Also, Barry and Rob stay in studio while we
yeah. Can I my shows today, which you guys have, which you haven't shared yet, you fucking homo.
I will change the
my show airs at 5:00 today. So we're doing X Spaces, X Live, and then obviously sharing it on all the other streaming platforms we have. It's Critical Mass with Patriot Rob between 5 and 7. And hopefully I'm going to be booking some seriously cool guests over the next couple of weeks. I'm working on it now, and they're gonna it's going to be great.
Yeah, you know what, Pastor, I'll join you next week on your show. All right, thank you for tuning in to the News Brief. Catch us tomorrow, maybe remotely, maybe in here with a very special guest. You never know. That's the great part about this network. And maybe Patty comes along for that show, which will be pretty fucking funny. But I appreciate you guys for watching, and we are gone.
Load up on guns and bring your friends. It's fun to lose and to pretend she's overboard and self-assured. Oh no, I know a dirty word. Hello.
Prosecutor said Ethan Nordine was the undisputed leader of the group that day as they tried to prevent the peaceful transfer of power.
An FBI agents arrested Proud Boys former national chairman Enrique Tarrio at this home in Miami. By 2 this afternoon, he was in federal court.
Here we are now.